today. We're gonna come in and need to load the truck. I need about 7 tons of mix to go back out. Well, when you come to a hill and you've got a hill blocked up with traffic, it's pretty obvious you're not going to go anywhere if everybody's crossed up. And if they'll just get over and give us a lane, we can get by them and sand the roads, and within 10 or 15 minutes the sand will start to work, and most of the time they can go ahead. And you know, the faster they get out of our way, the better off they are.
What are some of your other obstacles?
The weather, the ice, the snow. It's really hard on equipment. And the way it's been this year, we don't hardly have time to get the equipment straightened out before we get hit with another storm. So it's just been busy.
You've got a lot of years of experience. Tell me about this snow versus some of the ones in the past. Does this seem like it'd be a heavy snow? This is heavy and hard to move?
Yes, I've been with VDOT almost 6 years, and this is the deepest one I've seen since I've been here.
Tell me about some of the roads where you're working on some of the secondary roads later on, because some of the main roads are still not even clear, right?
Right. The first priority is to get all primaries open before we even go to secondaries. So that's, you know, that's our rule of thumb. We get and we stay on the primaries until it quits weathering, and then we'll move on.
Until it quits weathering, as in it quits snowing altogether?
Exactly. When it quits sticking to the ground, you know, where we could leave the primaries and know that they're in good shape, and then we can move on.
So we're looking at maybe several days before you can even get around the secondaries, because the weather still continues to come, and those primary roads are still rough.
Exactly, exactly.
What are some of the roughest roads that you've seen around here that people need to avoid, because you've been about everywhere in this VDOT truck?
Well, we've got a lot of dead end roads in the surrounding area that are really steep, and it's tough to get a truck in and out of them, much less a car. So, you know, it's just a lot of them.
What about your primary roads? What are some of the locations, maybe like Henry Hill and some of the others on 220? What are some roads what are some areas on these primary roads that people need to stay away from?
Well, one of our toughest places is going up the hill before you get to the Philpott Dam Road. Okay. It's a 2-lane road. It's a very busy road, and yesterday we probably had 60, 70 cars hung up on it. You know, people get hung up on both sides. The truck can't get earlier, you know. But that and going up the mountain before you get to the Franklin County line, that one gets pretty slick too.
So your advice, Jay, is stay home.
If you don't have to go out, stay home. I mean, you know, I realize people have to work and you know, hospitals and so on and so forth, but if you don't have to go, you better off stay home.